What's going on, everybody? Shinobi here, and today I'm going to show you the insane movement in Fortnite Chapter 6. Everything it offers. I'm going to teach you how to utilize it in combat. This video is sponsored by Epic Games, creator of Fortnite and the Unreal editor. Now, I'll start by just playing some clips in the background so you can just see how crazy movement has gotten in the game of Fortnite. And the map that you're seeing now on screen was built inside Unreal Engine for Fortnite, and you can play it by entering the code at the top of the screen above. Just go into the Fortnite lobby, hit the magnifying glass to search, and then enter the code with the dashes included, or just search for Shinobi 0 build. Also, if you want to support me and my family, please consider using code Toby1Shinobi in your Fortnite item shop. Alright, so you can probably see how crazy the movement has gotten in Fortnite. Personally, I am extremely stoked on this. I love advanced movement in games, and now I'm pretty much categorizing Fortnite as a movement shooter because of all the movement abilities they've given us. So let's break them down and show you how to use them and when to use them. We'll start with our new innate movement abilities that have been added to Chapter 6 of Fortnite. This is stuff that you can do all the time. You don't have to have anything in your inventory. Each of these moves is very simple to do. It's literally just pressing your jump button at the right time and in the right situations. The difficulty really comes in lining up your own character and holding or pressing jump at the right times. Alright, first off is the wall kick. This allows you to run next to a wall and do a quick kick off of it to push yourself away from the wall and juke your opponent. You need to have your hip against the wall and be looking perpendicular to the wall. Jump into the air and then press jump again once you're nearly touching the wall. Then simply press in the direction that you want to kick off to, and voila, you've done it. That is the wall kick. Now this move is awesome for juking enemies a fight, getting some momentum for a slide during a fight, and just finding new angles. You can do this move off of pretty much anything that has a vertical surface. The great thing about this move is that it's almost twice as high as a normal sprint jump, so your enemy will definitely have a hard time finding you if you do the wall kick as they come around the corner. Now there's one very important tip for doing a wall kick instead of mantling a wall by accident. You have to be looking slightly away from the wall at the time that you press the second jump button to do the wall kick. If you are looking at the wall at all, less than 90 degrees, just slightly towards it, you will begin a mantle animation or a climbing animation instead, which can definitely get you in trouble. So in order to avoid that, I like to look at the wall while I jump towards it to ensure that I make good contact, and then right before I press my jump button again to do a wall kick, I look away from the wall to ensure that I don't mantle it. Alright, next up is the wall scramble. This move allows you to climb up to 2 stories high, plus a little bit more, by running up the wall and then clambering at the top. You can even do a small extra jump at the very top by pressing jump once more. So in order to do this, you need to be looking straight at the wall you want to climb, run towards it and jump at the wall, then press and hold jump as you make contact with the wall to begin running up it. Once you nearly reach the top, hold jump again to mantle upwards, and if you can't reach the top, you can press jump once more for a small wall kick to reach to a higher ledge. This move is a great way to reach height quickly and stealthily, or a great way to juke an opponent out during combat by getting above their head. Now, a really cool trick with the wall scramble is that you can actually control the direction of the jump at the top of it. And if you run into a situation where you have an overhang above your head, you can actually run up the wall, look straight upwards, and then do a wall kick once you hit your head on the overhang, and continue to look upwards and then press the jump button and hold it again to enter a mantle onto that ledge. This is really useful because a lot of structures this season have large overhangs, and it would appear that you can't scramble up them to reach the high ground that you're trying to get to. Now, once you're on height, you can do a ledge jump to gain extra distance in your jump. Now, the key to pulling the ledge jump off is to sprint up to the very edge of a surface and hit the jump button right at the end of it when your foot is basically touching the ledge. If you don't want to ledge jump for the extra distance, you can just jump a little bit earlier than the edge for a normal sprint jump. I'll warn you that if you do the ledge jump all the time, your character's trajectory is a little easy to read for your enemy, and the beginning of the jump animation doesn't allow you to pull out your weapon and fire. Alright, next up we have the roll landing. Anytime your character is more than a couple meters above the ground, you can land into a roll. All you have to do is get a bit higher than a normal jump and then press and hold the jump button again. This move gives you a small stamina replenishment and can sometimes help you juke or get to safety. Now, the stamina replenishment can only be done twice in a row, with the second roll being less stamina than the first, so you can't really spam the roll landing to gain a ton of stamina back. Now, the roll can be done off of a wall kick, a wall scramble, and a ledge jump as well. I personally find this move best when you don't have enough momentum for a slide, like if you're dropping straight down off of a roof or something like that, or when you need a very small chunk of stamina to reposition. But I'll be honest, in most cases, sliding is going to be much more effective because it carries your momentum and allows you to shoot the enemy the entire time. Okay, that is all of our new innate abilities in Fortnite Chapter 6, the newly added ones. Now on top of that, we also have the ledge mantle to climb onto high spots that we've always had, the hurdle animation to get through windows, the sprint jump, and the slide. And I'll be doing another video on advanced combat movement that covers all the crazy movement tricks with all these abilities combined. So subscribe and click the notification bell to get alerted when that video drops, and you might as well hit the like button too while you're at it. I'll go ahead and give you a second to do that. Thank you. All right, next up we have new utility items that offer crazy movement abilities as well. We'll start with the Typhoon Blade, which offers incredibly quick movement and dashes on top of being a solid melee weapon. The Typhoon Blade gives you extremely fast sprint speed when equipped and allows you to dash into the air vertically and horizontally. In order to do this, you need to enter a sprint, then hit jump to immediately dash upwards. After that, you can press the jump button again to dash forward or in any direction with your movement controls. So you can dash left, right, back, or forward if you'd like. This is actually incredible movement for combat and moving across the map. You can nearly immediately dash forward if you just press double jump while holding the blade as well in a sprint, which is very good for moving across the map quickly and repositioning quickly. Now, I highly recommend getting used to pulling out your blade when in close proximity to your opponent and doing a sprint dash straight above them to confuse them and break their camera, and you can also use the horizontal dash to get more space from them, reposition, or juke them again. Just be very mindful of your stamina bar when using this blade because the charges pull from your stamina, so try to always have a full stamina bar when entering a fight with it. You can also combine all the innate movement abilities that we showed you earlier with the Typhoon Blade to become an absolute movement demon in combat. For instance, one way to regain stamina for dashes is by landing into a roll after a Typhoon dash when you're nearly out of stamina. This will recover enough stamina for 2 more quick dashes, and then you can even land into a roll again one more time for a tiny stamina gain that will get you just enough stamina for another double dash. Truly, this might be the strongest utility item we've ever had for juking in active combat, so I highly recommend you get comfortable switching between your blade and your weapons quickly and dashing around during fights. You can practice that on this map. This is the movement versus bots area inside of Aim Island, and the map code for this map is above on screen. Now, we didn't even get to cover the melee section here, nor the very advanced tricks with the Typhoon Blade. And as this weapon currently sits, I think it'll be nerfed a bit because of the amount of insane things that can be done with it. All right, last but not least is the Oni Void Mask. I really cannot believe that this thing exists because it's so powerful, but I love it. So when you have the Oni Void Mask equipped, you can press your fire button to shoot out a purple ball of void that acts as a warp point, basically a teleporter. Once your warp point is down, you press your secondary fire button to teleport to that point. It's very simple in nature, but has insane potential for movement and combat. First off, the void ball can be thrown about 150 meters if you lob it into the sky at a 45-degree angle and let it fall. This allows you to cover 150 meters in a few seconds, which is absolutely insane. There's just never been anything like that in Fortnite before, unless you are exploiting some movement glitch. You can also teleport to the ball as it's traveling in the air, and you'll drop from the sky without taking any fall damage at all. Keep in mind that once the ball has been sent out, it saves your relative position when you launched it, and now you can turn your character around to change your relative position when you exit the teleporter. So basically throw the ball out, turn 180 degrees, and then teleport, and now you'll be facing where you shot from. Now here is where things get absolutely crazy for combat, and this might get rebalanced, but we'll see. You can set up a warp point and it will basically stay there as long as you don't go beyond the max range of 180 meters. So if you set up a nice safe place to warp to, like into a house or near a car, you can then go enter a fight, and if things go wrong, you just warp back to safety and your enemy will have no idea where you are. But do keep in mind that when you put down a warp point, it's pretty noisy for your enemy and they can see it on visual audio from a fair distance away. Now here's an even crazier trick. If you're carrying multiple mobility items like shockwave grenades or a Typhoon Blade, in addition to the Void Mask, you can throw a warp ball at a place near a piece of cover not too far from your enemy, then use your other mobility like a shockwave or something to push them and then force them to move to be at an angle of your warp point, and then you can go ahead and teleport and shoot them in the back when they least expect it. So basically you can force them into a position where they'll be taken by complete surprise, or you can even push behind cover, make them think that you're behind that piece of cover, teleport out behind them, and then shoot them in the back while they're watching where they think you are. And then you can push them with your second piece of mobility for the surprise attack. Honestly, the amount of things you can do with this mask is pretty insane. You can even put it on the train and warp back to it as long as you stay within that 180 meters. The purple epic version of this mask has 15 charges, which is very good considering how much distance you can cover with it, and the mythic version has an absurd 50 charges. The mask only has a 5-second cooldown before teleporting, and it only uses charges when you actually warp. So you can actually repeatedly throw a bunch of warp balls and not use any charges, which could also be good by confusing an enemy by making them think that you're going to come up behind them with a portal and then just remove it and put it somewhere else while they get to keep the anxiety of you sneaking up behind them. Another use is if you're being chased, throw a portal somewhere to your left or your right and then keep running straight. Let your enemy chase you until they get close to you and then just warp back to safety for a clean getaway and they have no idea where you went. If this video was helpful, please go ahead and smash that like button and consider using code TobyWantShinobi in your Fortnite item shop. It helps me and my family more than you'll ever know. Thank you. I'll be putting out much more advanced guides in the near future, so subscribe if you want to see those. Have yourself a great day. Shinobi out.